Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO minifigure wall update. Today we got 22 more figures added to the wall. We are making a lot of headway and at the almost the end of the year, so we'll be doing a wall update where I show off the entire collection here pretty soon. But without further ado, let's get started. We got 22 figures to get through and the first three are these ones. Up here we have Wicket. He's released in 2013 in the Ewok Village set. And this is a much better figure than the one previously. He's got the face printing and a little cloth print on his hood. And just all-around figure. Still using the same Ewok mold that they've been using for a while, but with better printing paint details. In the middle on the right, we have the Death Star, Han Solo, and Luke. These guys came out in 2016 with the updated Death Star set. We have Luke in the center there, and this is, I think, a much better one than some previous versions. He doesn't have like the pronounced cheekbones that are seen. He just looks a little bit younger. And it's pretty simple printing, but can't complain. Back printing, he's got a little smile on his face. This is the first time we had gotten Han Solo with the updated hair piece. Other than that, it's pretty much the same Han torso, legs, and face that we had gotten previously. It's nothing too exciting about him, of course, besides the hair. And a sterner face right there. So these figures released in 2013, 2016 respectively. However, they did get re-released. Ewok Wicket came out in the Endor set last year, 2 years ago. And then both Han and Luke have come out in couple other sets, including the Cantina. But that does it for these three. Let's get on the next ones. For the next three figures, we have Greedo and a couple of Hoth troopers. So Greedo on the left over here, he came out in 2018 in the Cantina, the little Cantina, as well as the UCS Cantina this year. The only major difference with him is the eyes. If you can see that, they're a little bit sparkly. They had some white dots in them to kind of represent how it looks in the movies. His torso got a little bit of update, but nothing too major. In the center there, we have a snow trooper. This guy came out in 2019 in multiple sets, including the recent Junior Snow Speeder. It's this pretty much the same snow trooper we've been getting for a while. The only major thing are these tan hands right there. He's got no cloth cape, no backpack, and of course, angry clone trooper, as multiple Imperial troopers have. On the right there, we have a Hoth Rebel trooper. This is probably the best version of Hoth Rebel troopers we've gotten ever. The tan legs and hat are more accurate to the movie. This guy came out in 2019 as well, and the what are those things called? They're just like the little play things, the AT-AT and shield generator. Yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good figure. No leg printing, unfortunately, but the torso is pretty good. He's just got the standard rebel stern look and back print, and there's no alternate face on him. But that does it for these three. Let's get on to the next ones. Alrighty, up next we have a Poe Dameron and Obi-Wan Kenobi. This Poe Dameron came out in 2018. It's a little bit of a time jump, my bad. 2018 set, as well as the 2019 Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker X-Wing. The only thing different than the past Poe is that he's got hair. So same torso, same head, everything's the same, except he's not having his helmet, he's just got the swept aside hair. Other than that, this is a great figure. The printing is fantastic, the face is good. He's also got really good back printing, and then alternate face as well. So a really solid figure all around. On the right here, we have hooded Obi-Wan Kenobi. Came out 2019 in the Death Star Gunner set, as well as the UCS Cantina. I am not a fan of this kind of version simply because of that hood piece. I don't think a lot of people like that. It just doesn't look good. The older hoods are better. Other than that, it's a pretty decent figure. Good torso print, good head print. He's using the old cloth or paper cape, so it's the one that crinkles, which is a bit of a shame. And then no alternate head, which is quite surprising. But other than that, those are those two figures. Let's get on to the next ones. Alrighty, for our next three figures, we got some pilots and an astromech. So on the left here, we have the T-16 Skyhopper pilot. He's pretty cool, came out in 2020 in the little micro build set. This is an updated version from the one we got a few years ago. Main difference is the head, his eyes are just a little bit different. Other than that, I love pilots, especially red pilots. So it's cool we get a red jumpsuit. He's got the cool helmet looking thing. Other than that, just a pretty solid all-around figure. He's got an alternate head if you don't want the visor down, but let's be honest, the visor looks much, much better. In the middle here, we have Wedge Antilles. This is by far the best Wedge we've ever gotten. I mean, the last Wedge was a weird one. The last one I know I reviewed was just the one with the smiley face, and he had a gray helmet when Wedge's is really green. This guy came out in 2020 in that Snow Speeder Junior set, but he's an X-Wing pilot uniform, which is even better. That's the one we want, right? He's got the same Rebel pilot head we've gotten for a while now, but of course we have Wedge's actual helmet this time. Ooh. And he does have an alternate face, of course, as they all have the screaming face. And then last and certainly least, we have the 20th version of R2-D2. I'll be honest, I can't even tell you what's different. I think it's these blue dots on his face, or maybe it's the little visor. But yeah, it's nothing new, nothing really new. So yeah, that does it for these three figures. Let's get on to the next ones. Next up, we have a couple really cool figures, much better than that old R2-D2. We got Jana from the Rise of Skywalker and Vic Rule, the first Knight of Ren I actually own. So that's pretty cool. Would you believe me if I actually knew his name, Vic Rule? Well, you'd be wrong. I definitely had to look that up. But Jana, despite her character in the movie, she's got a really cool figure. Exclusive hair mold, nice torso print, pretty standard but good face printing. She's also got, let me move the bow, an arm print there too, which is also really nice. Other than that, she's got an alternate face, which I think actually looks a little bit better. I'm definitely going to swap that around for the wall. But yeah, really cool figure, Jana. She's exclusive to the X-Wing 2020 set. I think she'll become highly collectible, as well as the Knight of Ren here. He's really cool. He's got the cool exclusive helmet mold. Really nice detailed torso and leg print with these little dots going along thing. He's got no head underneath, just a blank black headpiece. And then he's got some pretty solid back printing as well. So that does it for these two figures. Let's get on to the next ones. Alrighty guys, now we're getting to the good stuff. So you could pick it up through the little hints throughout the video. We got the UCS Cantina set. Now that set was awesome. I'm definitely going to put a review on that here within a couple weeks, definitely before winter break is out. But we have the best figures by far from this series. These guys are awesome, just the random Cantina patrons. We got Kabe, Mama Nadan, and Herchek Kalfas. Definitely names that they just created in the visual books in the 90s. But anyway, these guys are awesome. We got Kabe here. He's a little bat guy you see in the Cantina. Really cool face print. He's using the man bat ears that we've had for a while. And it's kind of subtle, but you can see those yellow lines on his torso. And same thing on the back. Now, Mamao Nadan. He's probably my favorite Cantina patron, although not my favorite minifigure. I don't know, I think he just looks a little bit off. You can kind of see his toe prints, which would have been cool if the toes were actually all painted, the color of his skin. His torso, I feel like it's just a little bit too brown. And then also, if you look, he's using the same head mold as Rusty, that Ithorian Jedi. And instead of changing the hood on that back there to dark brown, it's still the lighter nougat color brown, and just kind of takes away from the figure, I think. But still a solid figure. Get a cool another Ithorian, which is always cool. And we got this guy who I already forgot his name. He's a really cool pale Trandoshan figure. Nice torso print. He's got the same head mold as Bosk has been using for a while now. And then over there, just a standard back print. And that does it for these 3 figures. Let's get on to the next ones. All right, next up we have 3 more figures from the Cantina. We have Cabria here. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name in parentheses that you see on Bricklink. Cabria, he's the Deveronian we see in the Cantina. This is probably my favorite figure from this set. I think he just looks really cool, little devil guy. He's using the little devil horns that like the kid? No, this is different. This is like, oh, I know we've seen this before. I can't remember where. Maybe Nexo Knights. Anyway, it works perfectly. You can see his torso is gunmetal gray. He's using the old paper cape, which is a bit unfortunate, especially for a UCS set. Standard torso print. And he also has an alternate headpiece where he's just looking kind of grimly at you. He looks really cool. Definitely my favorite figure. Next up, we have Ponda Baba. Now this guy, I know Star Wars fans have been wanting for a really, really long time, and the next guy. But this guy especially, I think they did a pretty solid job. His head print, or head mold, sorry, goes kind of into his torso, which I think looks a little bit off, but it doesn't look bad at all. It looks really good still. He's got supposed to be the white shirt, which Lego still needs to fix, so just looks like a muted orange. But there we have his back printing. And then we got his buddy, Dr. Evazan. Don't mess with him, otherwise Ponda Baba will come for you. Other than that, he's just a standard like minifigure. Nothing, no exciting like head molds or anything. He's got a good face print with his bad eye. He's got the really nice torso print and the hair first seen on the Doctor Who figure. Now I feel like all of these figures, oh, he's also got a alternate head there. But all of these figures, especially the Cantina Patrons and Ponda Baba, are most likely going to become extremely collectible in the future. These are all exclusive to the UCS Cantina sets. So if you can somehow get your hands on these guys, that would be really cool. These guys are awesome. Definitely some of the best minifigures we've seen in a long time. But that's enough of me gushing about these guys. Let's get on the next ones. Alrighty, and these are the last figures we have today, the last of the 22. First up on the left, we have Garindin here. He's the Imperial spy that we see in episode 4, gives information about Luke and Han Solo. This guy's really cool. He's got that new cape piece, which actually I think does work for him pretty well. He's got a standard, simple torso, but what really sells this figure is the way he's built, because if you take that off, you see it's just like a beard piece. It's built like a beard piece, so not an exclusive head mold, which I think looks really cool, especially with the way the hood goes over him. He's got the cloth or the paper cape, nothing too exciting back there. Then we have the 2 sand troopers from the set, and these guys, I don't know, I'm still warming up to this new helmet mold. I think the old ones look better, but these figures look really cool. They're both really dirty. It's definitely sand troopers. The only thing setting them apart from each other are, of course, the shoulder pauldrons. We have the black one and the Commander orange torso, or pauldron color, I mean. Yeah, they have these big, bulky backpacks. I mean, these are probably the biggest ones we've gotten in a while. On the wall, we have to space them out with like 4 plates. But yeah, that does it for these 3 figures. These are really cool stormtroopers, I feel like. I'm not a fan of the new head molds or the new helmet molds, but I think they work pretty well on these sand troopers, especially because the neck brackets kind of space it out a little bit, so the helmet isn't just over the torso, which is what Ponda Baba kind of had to. But that does it for this collection update. Let's go get these guys on the wall. Alright, now for everyone's favorite game show, where the heck did I just put those minifigures? But first of all, so we had to expand the Lego wall because the new series of minifigures actually brought it past the last rung down there. So we had to add more to the wall. We had 5 new base plates, and the Sand Troopers actually were the current wave ends. So first up, let's actually look at the Cantina crew. So these are all the exclusive figures to the Cantina. Panda Baba, Mama, Nadon, Sand Troopers. These are all really cool figures. Awesome. These guys are some of my favorites in the collection now. And then we have Jana and the Knight of Ren over there. We have ObiWan and R2. Over here is Wedge and the T-16 pilot. Those guys broke up some of the monotony, especially these guys, so the Snow Trooper and the Hoth Trooper definitely added a little bit to that just long blank line over there. Alright, where else? We got Poe Dameron over here, next to the Kessel droid. Up here we have Han Solo Luke, also breaking up a little bit of that long blank line. And I believe the last one is Wicket, up there. He's the oldest one by far, also breaking up that line. That's really great. I love it when I add some figures to a long blank space. It makes it feel more complete, and it is more complete. I mean, 22 figures to the wall, and we got definitely more coming soon with Christmas just tomorrow. So, stay tuned for the next update. I'll see you soon.